Magandang hapon mga kasama teachers. Tayo ay mag-uumpisa sa loob ng 4 na minuto.
Wow, at marami-rami na rin tayo, no, na nandito ngayon sa Kasama Teachers Community FB page.
Magandang hapon,
Welcome po.
Ma'am Sel.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mike. Andito ako sa UP campus sa ngayon. Ikaw?
Ako naman po,
Ikaw,
Ma'am Sel,
Mike.
ay narito sa Nueva Vizcaya. Narito po ako ngayon sa Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya. Magandang hapon po, Ma'am Grace Rivera. Aba, may kasama ho tayo from Beirut. Magandang hapon po sa inyo dyan.
Okay. Ini-invite po namin kayo, no, lahat ng mga nakapasok na ngayon sa ating FB page for this webinar this afternoon. Please tag your friends. Remember to tag them, message them, and invite them to join the session. Meanwhile, pwede nyo pong isulat ang pangalan ng inyong mga eskwelahan at saka ang inyong pong mga current location para po malaman natin, no, kung where you're joining us from.
Ma'am Sel, isa sa mga masugid nating taga-subaybay, si Sir Wilfredo Aurea ng Calbayog City, ay kasama rin natin ngayong hapon na ito. Gayon din, narito si Sir Peter Adawan Kalang ng St. Mary's University of Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya. Sir, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat dyan.
Wow! Oh, mga St. Mary's University dyan, lalo na
Mga
sa
kakilala rin po ito ni na Ma'am
College of
Chita Bell.
Education,
Opo.
no? Yeah.
Right.
Yun, meron din tayo sa Nueva Vizcaya General Comprehensive High School. Si Ma'am Tala De Leon from Bulacan State University College of Education. Wow,
Magandang
talagang
hapon po.
iba-iba ang pinanggagalingan, no? Meron tayo from Pangasinan. Meron din tayo sa, ang suki natin, si Ma'am Raquel Bernal, also from Binyan sa Laguna.
Magandang hapon po sa lahat ng mga kasama teachers dyan sa Binyan, Laguna. Sa loob po ng 2 minuto, tayo po ay mag-umpisa na ng ating webinar ngayong hapon na ito na pinabagatan po nating Online Distance Learning, Meeting the Challenge of Educating Filipino Learners in Bahrain.
Yan, sabi nga natin, kakaiba itong dalang kwento ng ODL ng ating mga kasama teachers sa Philippine School Bahrain. In a short while, maririnig natin ang kanilang kwento, no? And I'm sure magiging interesante ito sa lahat-lahat.
Ito talagang nature, Ma'am Sel, ng pandemya, no? Hindi lang talaga ito limitado sa isang lunan lamang. Hindi ho ito limitado sa Pilipinas lamang. Kung ano mang challenges ang na-encounter natin sa muling pagbubukas ng ating mga paaralan, ay na-encounter din ito sa iba't ibang mga sulok ng mundo. At ngayong hapon nga ay matutunghayan natin, mapapakinggan natin ang kwento rin ng kung paano na-overcome ng mga Filipino teachers at saka Filipino learners sa Bahrain ang challenge nito ng pandemya.
Yes.
Sir Harold Padilla, magandang hapon po sa inyo dyan. Si Sir Harold po is joining us from St. Mary's University in Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya.
Meron din tayo dito mula sa Eastern Samar, no? Na mga kasamang teachers.
At si Sir Joseph din po sa Vegan City. Naimbag malimit amin, Sir Joseph.
Ayan, so marami tayong heart na natatanggap ngayon sa FB Live natin. Ayan Si Ma'am Tala De Leon says, my husband was in Bahrain in 2003 to 2004. So makakapag-relate lalo na, si Ma'am Tala. Yan.
It's 3:01 in the Philippines, Ma'am Sel. And in Bahrain, it's 10:01. Good morning po sa inyo dyan sa Bahrain.
Meron tayong 5 oras, na time lag.
Welcome po to Kasama Teachers Community. Kasama Teachers Community, Ka-Science and Ka-Mathematics. Mga bago ho sa webinar na ito, ang ibig kong sabihin ng kasama ay Ka-Science and Ka-Mathematics. Ang Kasama Teachers Community po ay isang professional online community for Filipino K-12 science and mathematics teachers launched by the University of the Philippines National Institute for Science and Mathematics Education Development, o mas kilala po sa pangalang UP NISMED, in partnership po with Kokongwei Brothers Foundation. To know more about our platform, please watch this video. Ayan, Ma'am Sel, inaanyayahan po natin ang lahat ng mga kasama natin ngayong hapon na mga guro ng agham at matematika na lumahok na, mag-join na sa ating Kasama Teachers Community. Libre po ang sumali. At pagkasali na po kayo, napakarami pong mga resources dito na pwede nyo pong magamit sa inyong pagtuturo. Ma'am Sel? Okay, so aside from webinars, we also continuously develop content and learning resources such as lesson plans, activities, and exercises, as well as assessment and test items, among other things, which could be of help to you as you prepare your lessons, especially during this time of the pandemic. Now, how do we register?
Yes, registering is very easy. Just visit www.kasamateachers.ph, which is now flashed on your screen. So tandaan po natin, simple lang, kasamateachers.ph. Sign up for free and get a chance again, endless chance and opportunity to connect with your co-teachers, especially in science and mathematics, and to connect to the entire Kasama Teachers community in the Philippines and overseas.
Let me just add, Ma'am Sel, that it's important for them upon signing up for them to verify their email.
Yes, karamihan po sa mga nag-sign up in the past have not been able to register completely and become part of the community because they forgot the step to verify their email. So pag nag-send po kayo ng registration ninyo sa Kasama Teachers, be sure to go back to your email inbox and look for that little email from Kasama Teachers where you need to just click on a link to verify your email, and that's the time you become a full member of Kasama Teachers. So please remember to verify your email account when you apply for membership in Kasama Teachers.
Okay, muli, welcome to Kasama Webinars by Kasama Teachers Community. Ako pong muli si Michael Anthony Mantala, Science Education Specialist ng UP NISMED, at ang inyo pong magiging tagapagpadaloy sa webinar po natin ngayong hapon na ito. At kasama po natin ngayon si Ma'am Celia Balbin. Ma'am Celia, pakilala po kayo.
Yeah, hello everyone. Ako po si Celia Balbin and I'm with the Information Science Group of the University of the Philippines National Institute for Science and Mathematics Education Development. So sabay po kami ni Mike, ang inyong magiging hosts this afternoon. Welcome po to the Kasama Teachers webinar.
Ayan, this session po is made possible by the UP National Institute for Science and Mathematics Education Development, or UP NISMED, in partnership with Kokogwei Brothers Foundation.
Yeah, let me just quickly introduce to you UP NISMED. UP NISMED is actually a research and extension unit of the University of the Philippines in Diliman, whose mandate is to help improve science and mathematics education in the country.
Kokong Wings
And
Brothers Foundation, on the other hand, is a family foundation whose core thrust is advancing STEM education, believing that this is the driving force toward sustainable national development.
And in 2011, UP NISMED established Kasama Teachers to help teachers during the transition to the K-12 basic education curriculum reform. And in 2019, UP NISMED and GBF partnered to bring an even improved one-stop hub for communication, collaboration, learning, and development for all Filipino K-12 science and mathematics educators here in the Philippines and overseas.
Through its website, kasamateachers.ph, Kasama provides free quality teaching resources, a platform for sharing best practices and professional development opportunities to K to 12 science and mathematics teachers.
And now, more than ever, Kasama Teachers community will continue to bring you relevant and helpful opportunities for professional development and develop learning resources to help you carry out your classes, whether online or using hybrid strategies or purely modular in approach. Kasama nyo kami, syempre, mga kasama teacher.
Ayan,
And as we
kasama niyo kami. Sige, go ahead, Ma'am Sal.
Yes, and as we begin today's live session webinar, just a few reminders for everyone. No? If you have questions, please comment with your school and region if possible, and we will collect all your questions for our resource speakers later to answer towards the end of the session. Huwag pong mahiyang magtanong. Ito na ang inyong pagkakataon. And secondly, we would like you to feel free to tag along your friends, invite them, message them, tell them to join us in Kasama Teachers. 2 oras po ito mga Kasama Teachers, no? So malaki po ang pagkakataon na makapag-invite pa tayo ng mga iba nating kakilala. And for the first time in the history of the Kasama Teachers webinars, starting this webinar on online distance learning, we will be giving out e-certificates of attendance to all participants. All we need to do is for you to answer the feedback form at the end of the session, submit it, and get a chance to receive an e-certificate of attendance.
Okay, very nice. Syempre,
Yeah, Mike?
Ma'am Sel, ano? Yes, Ma'am Sel, today's session, ano,
Yes.
on online distance learning, meeting the challenges of educating overseas Filipino learners in Bahrain would not be possible if it were not for the generosity of our resource speakers from the Philippine School Bahrain, ano? Ma'am Sel, pakilala na po natin sila.
Yes. Yes. Let me introduce our speakers this afternoon. Buong eskwelahan po sila, no? Andito ngayon, no? So, but we will have some lead presenters, syempre, for today's webinar. Let me proudly, and I have the privilege to introduce to you our resource persons this afternoon. Miss, let me start with Miss Gida Bell, no? Naval, the school director of Philippine School Bahrain. We also have Ma'am Leda Baluyot, principal for the kindergarten and elementary school department. We also have Miss Ivy John Simbala, also principal for the high school department. Miss Maria Josephine Buaron, also the head of the curriculum and instruction. And Mr. Glenn Ross, head of student affairs. And supporting them, no, in all of this presentation this afternoon are the following. Marami pa po sila, no? Pero ito lang po ang kasya dun sa ating slides. And we are proud to have again the following teachers join us in today's webinar. Miss Abigail Laranio, Miss Daneza Castillo, Ma'am Marian Joy Kilang, Sir Dante Gamboa, Sir Gestoni Hasmin, Sir Marvin Daliego, Ma'am Mary Ann Carlos, Ma'am Melinda Nomananap, Ma'am Melanie Cruz, and Sir Warren Almarza. We will be seeing them variably during our webinar this afternoon. So once again, thank you very much, teachers and administrators from Philippine School Bahrain. Wow, so ayan na, no? Nakita na ninyo yung ating mga kaibigan. If you know any of them, please type on the chat pod or in the comments box.
Ayan, anyayahan na po natin ang mga kasama po natin, Ma'am Sel, mula sa Philippine School Bahrain. Ma'am Gidabel?
Itatanong muna natin, Mike, itatanong natin
Okay po,
sa
sige
ating
po.
mga attendees, no? Alam niyo ba kung nasaan ang Bahrain? Narinig niyo na ba ang Bahrain? Sige nga, pakitype nga dyan sa comments. Alam ba nung mga kasama teachers natin ngayon kung nasaan ang yung Bahrain? Yan, pakitype lang po. Is anybody familiar with Bahrain? Oh yes, si Ma'am Cynthia Tuason, yes daw. Oh, meron nang nag-hello kay Ma'am Gida. Yes, si Ma'am Raquel. All right. So next question, do you know anyone working in Bahrain? Maybe do you have a relative or a friend who is now working in Bahrain? Oh, may yes din dito. Si Sir Melencio, meron siyang kakilala na nagtatrabaho ngayon sa Bahrain. Si Ma'am Aloy Kalangan, also yes.
Ma'am Sel? Si Ma'am Aloy Kalangan na participant po natin sa online ride shop natin
Okay,
sa
so I
kasama.
think,
Yung husband po
oo,
niya ay
napaghandaan
dating
na ng mga
nagturo, oo,
attendees
sa
natin.
Philippine School Bahrain.
Oh,
Okay,
wow, ang
anyayahan na po
galing, ano?
natin
Kaya
ang
pala, so palagay ko naghanda na rin, no, yung ating mga kasama teachers para dito sa ating webinar this afternoon. At para po sa kaalaman ng lahat, meron tayong 180 live viewers ngayon sa Facebook page ng Kasama Teachers.
Okay, anyayahan na natin, Ma'am Sel, ang mga kasama natin mula sa Philippine School Bahrain. Ma'am Gidabel?
Mapagpalang araw po, Pilipinas. Naimbag nga aldaw kada kayo amin apo. Good day from Philippine School and welcome to everyone. Maraming salamat po sa pag-imbita ninyo sa Philippine School Bahrain para magbahagi ng kwento ngayong araw na ito. Ang Philippine School Bahrain po, nakita ninyo po sa ating video, ay napakaliit na bansa, pero ito ay masasabi natin na may malaking impluwensya sa kabataan at sa mga Pilipino. The Philippine School Bahrain is a school supervised by two ministries. One, our Department of Education in the Philippines, because we implement the educational programs or the Philippine curriculum. This is considered a non-profit, non-stock community school, and this is managed by Filipinos. It is also supervised by the Ministry of Education, and we are registered as a private educational unit. Under private educational unit registration, this is classified as a community school. Community school, which means our students are children of OFWs, and they are supposed to be Filipinos. So essentially, our curriculum is designed for Filipino students. And we are in the Kingdom of Bahrain, situated alongside with international schools with British curriculum, American curriculum, Indian curriculum, Japanese curriculum, and other curricula of expatriates in the Kingdom of Bahrain. This is the only school in the GCC which is operated by Filipinos only. My dear friends, in our presentation today, you are going to listen to the journey to our online distance learning. We regard this as a kind of creating a powerful learning community and traveling together as a learning community. You are going to listen to a village of educators who are wanting to deliver the best educational service in the service of Filipino. So what we want to share in our presentation today is not just a story, but the message behind this story. And we hope that our participants will gain insights into the teachers' creative ways of making teaching and learning inclusive and equitable. Schools' resilience in the delivery of educational service, and the heroism of educators in Philippine schools overseas, knowing that this is we heard a while ago that this is the story or the first time that Kasama has invited a Philippine schools overseas, and we thank Kasama and New Pinismed for doing so. You will find in our presentation influences of the different teacher education institutions in the Philippines who really have prepared teachers to work overseas, and how the schools where all teachers came from have prepared also and have trained the Filipino teachers to deliver educational service in Bahrain. Having been delivering service at Philippine school, we have experienced various challenges. And these challenges have been addressed particularly during these times of pandemic. You will find in our presentations also the influences of the different cultures, because this school is composed of teachers from Luzon to Mindanao. It is not just one region, but we considered our region as a multi-ethnic community. We have different indigenous groups. we have different students. So in a way that we differentiate our instructions, oh, we also consider all the backgrounds of our students. Um, at the outset, before we are going to present the story, the curriculum that we have now and the ways we have addressed challenges, of course, have been influenced by several factors. But let me just mention our gratitude. They are close to my heart. The St. Mary's University College of Education, University of the Philippines College of Education, and in the way we lead the instruction, the teaching and learning, and organize the teaching and learning processes, the influences that we have gained from various institutions have really helped us shape what we have in our Philippine school, and whatever adjustments we have in the way we address challenges, they are all parts of our backgrounds, and backgrounds from pre-service education, from training institutions, and all schools that have shaped us to be better teachers in school. So without further ado, we would like now to present our learning framework and how we have addressed this. In the online learning delivery scheme that we have selected, we would like everyone to know that we base this on data, but particularly, we looked into our parents' preferences, the details of which will be discussed to you by our different teachers and presenters today. So, again, we hope you will have a meaningful journey with us in listening to our story. We now have Miss Josephine Buwaron, who happens to come from the Visayas.
Thank you, Ms. Gida. Maayong aga, Bahrain. Maayong hapon, Pilipinas. PSB continues to deliver educational services despite the pandemic. Allow me to share with you the PSB Learning Continuity Framework that serves as our guide in the implementation of the online distance learning this school year 2020-2021. With the shift in the educational landscape, the Philippine School Bahrain established the PSB Learning Continuity Plan to meet the needs of our learners and to develop them to become competent, creative, committed, and compassionate individuals. In identifying the different focused areas of our continuity plan, we were guided with the PSB vision, mission, core values, directives from our two governing bodies, namely the Department of Education in the Philippines and Ministry of Education from the Kingdom of Bahrain. We also considered the aspirations of our clienteles, the Filipino community in Bahrain, and the educational philosophies and principles. The current environmental condition is one important consideration that we have considered in our school plan. Let me share with you the different components of our learning continuity plan. The learning management system. It covers the teaching and learning modalities, assessment and evaluation, enhancement of social-emotional learning, and information and technology infrastructure and support. Teaching and learning is organized around essential and contextualized competencies, character formation, and social-emotional learning. Assessment in written and performance-based formats are intended to support and measures learners' mastery of the essential knowledge and skills and its application to real-life scenarios. Improvement in the IT infrastructure and support is a key requirement in the implementation of the online learning modalities. Training and development of staff focuses on socio-emotional enriched activities, capacity building workshops and consultations and conferences on the meaningful content and on the utilization of the appropriate educational pedagogies and technologies to facilitate teaching and learning. The school gives primary attention to the socio-emotional well-being of teachers and other school personnel. We believe that with increased confidence, teachers and staff are able to effectively deliver educational services. Parents and families play a pivotal role in student learning for the new normal. Strengthening school and family collaboration provides support to the continuity of learning. Clear communication mechanisms optimize school operation and build positive relationship in the school community. Communication protocols and processes are essentials for the implementation of the learning continuity plan. Safe, nurturing, and empowering school environment is a significant factor in learning and teacher well-being. The school continues to implement its programs for a caring, assuring, respectful, and empowering environment on online learning. In PSB, we call it PSB I Care. Once again, the learning continuity framework of the Philippine School Bahrain, centered in the development of our learners. As a learning community, we stand in the following principles in the implementation of our continuity plan. The safety and well-being of learners, teachers, and other school personnel is the priority in organizing the learning delivery modality. Second, contextualization of the K-12 most essential learning competencies, or we call it MELCs, is necessary in the light of the prevailing conditions of the school. Third, capacity building of learners and teachers, other school personnel, and parents on the educational technologies and personal development is an important component in successful implementation of learning delivery plans. Fourth, equitable educational services to cater the needs of the learners and parents contribute to the relevance of the school program. And lastly, partnership, collaboration, and communication between the school and the home plays a vital role in achieving educational objectives. So these are the principles that we as a learning community stand on. To share with you our preparations for the implementation of the online distance learning for this school year in terms of school environment, let us welcome Sir Glenn Diraz from Cavite. Sir Glenn.
Sa paglinang ng kaalaman, marapat lamang na kaligtasan ay isaalang-alang. Kaya naman bukod sa karunungan, ang kaligtasan at kaayusan ay pinahahalagahan. Kami po sa Philippine School Bahrain ay nakikiisa sa pakikibaka tungo sa pagpapatuloy ng edukasyon sa gitna ng pandemya. And this is how we observe health and safety protocols in our school. We have consistently been communicating with the health authorities for appropriate health and safety measures that we need to observe to protect our learners as well as our workforce. We prepared our campus in accordance with the standards of the Ministry of Health, and we designated workstations observing acceptable number of staff in a working area and the required distance between them. Hand wash, hand sanitizers, tissues, and garbage bins have been made available in appropriate areas. Posters and signages have also been displayed around the campus to enforce awareness and reminders to be cautious for everyone's safety. An online appointment system was put in place to cater to every transaction. Observance of the social distancing measures is strictly being imposed. All visitors and even the school staff are required to wear their masks at all times. We have delegated a staff to take the temperature of all employees, students, and visitors before getting inside the school premises. Anyone who has a temperature above the 37.5 degrees will not be allowed to enter. Also, visitors and students who come to school for special appointments would have to fill out their health declaration forms before entering the school. Our school nurse receives and monitors this data. We are also fortunate to be able to monitor our health status against COVID-19 with a regular checkup through the rapid antigen test provided by the Ministry of Health. Staff who report to school every day are being tested twice a week, while teachers who report to school once a week get tested as they come, thanks to the Bahrain government. We also would like to inform you that we have been vaccinated here. A large percentage of our workers here in Bahrain have been vaccinated already, since it is free for all the residents and citizens of Bahrain. So we are lucky to have received our vaccines as well. Thanks again to the Bahrain government. And now to share with us about our preparation for the learning management system, ito po ang isang kapitapitagan at natatanging guro mula sa Bataan, Ms. Leda T. Baluyot.
Naka-on ako. Magandang hapon po sa Pilipinas, magandang umaga naman po sa bansang Bahrain. Hangad ko po ang kaligtasan ng lahat sa atin ngayon. Ako po ay mula sa makasaysayang bayan o probinsya ng Bataan. Kaway-kaway po sa mga Bataenyos dyan. I will be presenting to you the preparations our school had to continue the delivery of learning to the Filipino school children here in Bahrain, focusing on technology and the learning management system. Technology becomes a vital tool in teaching and learning during this pandemic. At lahat po tayo, alam ang pangyayaring ito. Kailangan natin ng teknolohiya para ipagpatuloy ang pagtuturo sa mga batang Pilipino. The effect of COVID-19 is common in most countries. Hindi lang po sa Pilipinas maraming problema dahil sa COVID-19. The economic conditions of the Filipino families in the Kingdom of Bahrain and the health and safety risks made an immense impact to the school's decision to fully deliver learning online. Marami po sa ating mga magulang, katulad ng naipakita o naipresenta kanina, ang pumili ng online distance learning dahil sa isyong pangkalusugan at dahil po sa mga pangpinansyal at praktikal na dahilan. Ang tugon po ng eskwelahan, kailangang magpatuloy sa nararapat na paraan. So PSB assessed the availability of essential tools for online learning. Nalaman po namin base sa survey na 80.12% ay mayroong laptops, 16.7 sa aming mga respondents ay meron namang mga iPads or tablets, 15.33 naman po have desktop computers and 43.63 have their smartphones. So kabuuan po, meron tayong 100% na may kakayahan to access the online distance learning. Sumunod po naming na-consider ang kakayahan naman ng bawat pamilya sa internet connection. Even with the presence of technological devices, it is essential to know how this will function in learning through the quality of the internet connection among families. May mga gadgets man pong gagamitin kung wala namang kakayahang magkaroon ng connection, hindi pa rin po ito possible. So we have found out that 25% of our learners have highly stable internet connection or meron pong more than 20 Mbps. So marami naman po sa ating mga pamilya or 62% have stable internet connection. Mas malaki po sa 10 Mbps ang connection nila sa bahay. And 13% naman po ay with limited internet connection. So less than 10 Mbps lang po ang kayang ibigay ng kanilang internet connection. With this data, the Philippine School Bahrain decided to utilize a learning management system na maayos na magagamit sa efficient and effective delivery of the prescribed curriculum to learners. Para rin po ma-communicate ang course calendars, in tracking the learning of our students, to assess and evaluate their performance, to collaborate with their parents and the guardians, and of course, to celebrate learners' achievements with the community later on. Ang LMS po na ginamit ng Philippine School ay nakapokus sa tatlong aspeto. Una rito ay yung learning delivery platform, kung paano ang magiging sistema ng pagtuturo ng ating mga kasamang guro. So Google Suite for Education po ang ating napiling gamitin, and it's the institutional online learning platform PSB utilizes from kindergarten to grade 12. G Suite comprises all the recognized Google apps like Gmail, and all users were provided, office staff, teachers, students, have been assigned with their official Phil School account. Okay, so lahat po sila nabigyan ng tsansa na magkaroon ng Phil School account na ginagamit nila sa lahat ng communication and sa pagsasubmit ng mga activities nila. This becomes our means of interaction sa mga bata at mga magulang. Yung Google Drive po, Google Slide, Google Sheets, Docs, are very user-friendly and allows collaboration. Ang Google Suite po natin, ang nakita natin sa tingin namin na mas compatible sa lahat ng devices na meron ang ating mga users dito sa Philippine School Bahrain. Plus, it is cost-efficient pa. Google Classroom is used in curricular activities in terms of sharing lessons, resources, conduct of assessments, and giving feedback. Learning resources are being uploaded and organized in this platform. While virtual classes are conducted in Google Meet for grades 3 to 12, in consideration naman po for our younger learners, we are utilizing Zoom meetings for kindergarten to grade 2. Okay? Mas teacher-controlled po kasi ang features ng Zoom. So during the first 2 quarters, in-anticipate natin na ang mga bata hindi pa marunong sa technology, so kailangan ng training, controlled na mga guro ang microphone para po ma-deliver ang pagtuturo ng mas maayos. During this 3rd and 4th quarter, we have observed that younger learners gain the habits when to mute and unmute and considerately respond during class discussion. We also utilize other online platforms such as Kahoot, Quizzes, Jamboard, Padlet, Tweeducate, Edmodo, Nearpad, PeerDeck, WordWall, at iba pa pong platforms na nakita ng ating mga gurong applicable and appropriate for their activity. Students often are more active and engaged po kasi when teachers utilize interactive applications and games. The learning management system also includes the learning environment where PSB ensures an effective and safest delivery while our students work online. PSB also upgraded its internet facilities before the opening of classes. Though we have considered a full online distance learning delivery, the entire school year, we have our backup in case the Bahrain government imposes the conduct of face-to-face session. So sabi ko nga po kanina, uncertain din po kasi ang turnout of events dahil sa mga basihang pangkalusugan. To ensure that everybody is informed and guided on the measures naman taken by the school, bulk information are disseminated using our PSB FB page, websites, and official emails. PSB also has its manual on PSB iCare online distance delivery. This contains behavioral expectations all users have to observe in online distance learning. The last focus of the LMS is the learning support. Marami po sa ating mga users ang nangangailangan ng support upang maunawaan kung paano ang paggamit ng mga features ng Google Meet, ng Zoom, Classroom, at iba pang applications na ating nabanggit kanina. For students, especially in the lower levels, we have provided time to thorough, orient, and equip them with confidence to manipulate their gadgets through simulation training. Capacity building training sessions have been provided sa ating mga magulang. Sa atin naman pong mga kasamang kaguruan, mas nakita po natin ang pagtutulungan ng bawat isa sa ngayon. Mas pinatibay po ang collaboration and teacher support each other through sharing of skills. Alam naman po natin na younger teachers conduct technical exploration and educate themselves, magre-research lang, kaya na nila, while the not-so-techy teachers really need assistance and training from their peers. So a regular CLC workshop for teachers is practice. So meron po yan sa ating schedule. The technical support staff have been assigned to. Okay? So yung capacity building po na dinidiscuss kanina, meron po tayong ginawang workshop and training to successfully boost the confidence of our users. The parents, the students, and the guardians that will support our learners while they learn at home. Now, to share more on the preparation the school made in terms of its curriculum, Ms. Josephine Buaron will continue the discussion.
Muling nagbabalik para sa pagbabahagi ng mga paghahanda ng kurikulum para sa implementasyon ng K-12 Basic Education Program, the online distance learning modality sa PSB. The school implements the K-12 Basic Education Curriculum as prescribed by the Department of Education in the Philippines with emphasis on the character formation and socio-emotional learning. Content and performance standards were aligned to the K-12 basic education grade level standards and identified minimum essential learning competencies that we commonly call MELCs. Our school also offers Islamic studies for Muslim students and Bahrain history as a curricular enhancement programs prescribed by the Ministry of Education in Bahrain. Our preparation po started during the curriculum review last school year, 2019-2020. The school closure and the sudden shift in the online learning modality in the fourth quarter of last school year had affected the coverage of the competencies in different subject areas. To identify the competencies covered and not covered in each grade level, the subject coordinators, with the coordination with the program heads and teachers, conducted a curriculum review. Through this activity, we were able to map out the learning gaps in contents and skills within and across subject areas and grade levels. Strategies were laid to bridge these gaps to ensure learners' smooth progression in key learning stages. Ayan po. So we were able to identify the gaps last school year. Fast forward po tayo ngayon, comes July, when DepEd released the most essential learning competencies, which is the MELCs. Upon receiving the competencies, we conducted planning sessions to look into the contextualization of the MELCs in the online distance learning format. So paano po ba namin may implement ang MELCs sa format ng PSB at sa format ng online distance learning modality? Contextualization was based on the following factors. Number one po, learner's readiness. Learning modality, time allotment, use of technology, home environment, availability of resources, integration of international competency standards, and performance of health and safety protocols to ensure meaningful and enjoyable learning in the virtual setting. So yun po yung nagiging goal, yun po yung naging driving force namin to provide learners with meaningful and enjoyable learning experience. So, competencies in MELCs were compared with the readiness of our learners based on the identified learning gaps that we had identified the different subject areas this school year. With the adaptation of the minimum essential learning competencies in the curriculum, textbooks are also being checked since we will be using them as our primary offline resources. Have checked the alignment of the textbooks to the MECs. Relevant pa po ba yung mga nasa textbooks in reference to the MECs that was released that we are going to implement in our school? The learning modality and the number and the time allotment of online learning sessions were considered. We assess if the required competencies and standards are attainable in the time period. After the initial assessment, we looked into possible strategies to help learners achieve the competency standards while enhancing their socio-emotional skills. Since learners are going to use technology and study at home, we have made some adaptations to maximize learning through the use of different technological tools, home resources, and in real-life scenarios. So we integrated the home environment in the in the selection of the different competencies and contextualization of the different competencies po in our school curriculum. The school benchmarks on international standards. You might ask, paano? PSB is privileged to be included by the Ministry of Education here in Bahrain to participate in TEAMS. TEAMS means Trends in International Mathematics and Science Study for 3 consecutive years since 2011. And in PEARLS, which means Progress in International Reading Literacy Study on 2016. Based on the study summaries, majority of our students have shown exemplary performance through the years. With this, and being in the international setting, the integration of the assessment competency standards of TEAMS and PEARLS become an essential part of the school curriculum. Since Philippine School Bahrain, we considered ourselves as the ambassadors of the Philippine curriculum in this kingdom. It is also our mission to tell the community of Bahrain that Philippine school curriculum maybe not as not as the best curriculum in the world, but it can be at par with the other curricula in the world, like the IGCSE and the IBM. Integration of the PSB care in all subject areas were carried out to promote a caring, assuring, respectful, and empowering virtual learning. Outputs in the contextualization process serve as our guide for vertical and horizontal articulations. Vertical articulations were conducted within subject area teams to ensure seamless progression of competencies across grade levels. Horizontal articulation focused on the interrelationship of competencies across subject areas around the central theme on learners' socio-emotional development. These were conducted by grade levels. Insights and inputs were summarized to the PSB learning continuum in different subject areas for school year 2020-2021. This document was used as guide of teachers in carrying out the online learning delivery. Once again, these are the steps undertaken in the school curriculum preparation for the implementation of the online distance learning modality. At sa ngayon po, let us welcome again Ms. Leda T. Baluyot to talk about the management of learning. Paano po pa na-implement ang curriculum in the teaching and learning process. Ms. Leda?
Salamat, Ms. Jo. Nagbabalik po ang inyong lingkod. Okay. One consideration in the management of learning is the design of the daily program of activities and schedule, or the schedule. The school calendar is organized meeting the required number of school days. So meron po tayong sinusunod galing sa DepEd. If you remember, meron din po galing sa Ministry of Education dito sa Bahrain. So it's good to report po na na-maintain po ng Philippine School Bahrain ang ideal number na 200 school days this school year. Meron po tayong 4 learning quarters na sa ngayon po tayo ay nasa last quarter na. We follow the following, the given daily program of activities as presented. So i-discuss ko po ngayon kung paano ang naging konsiderasyon natin sa pagbibigay ng synchronous learning. Okay, yun pong teacher and student real-time interactions using the technological devices for learning. At meron din po tayong asynchronous na tinatawag, yung ang mga bata ay nagkakaroon ng session sa kanilang mga sarili, independently lang, wala ang teacher for sa oras na yon. So for kindergarten, 3 times a week po ang pagtuturo ng synchronous session nila ng kanilang mga asignatura like language and reading literacy, numeracy, and nature study. So mas magaan po yung kinonsider natin sa ating mga young learners. For grades 1 to 10 po, 3 times a week po ang binigay nating session sa mga subjects like Filipino, English, Mathematics, and Science. While twice a week naman po for subject like ESP, EPP or TLE and Computer Education at yung Social Studies po natin. 1 times a week naman po o isang beses lang sa isang linggo ang pagtuturo ng Bahrain History and Islamic Studies na meron po ang curriculum ng Philippine School Bahrain dahil po tayo ay nandito sa bansang Bahrain. Sa senior high school po, twice a week po ang kanilang mga core subjects, the session of their core subjects, except for physical education and health. Once a week po ang session ng kanilang mga contextualized and specialized subjects. And once a week din po ang PE, health, Bahrain history, and Islamic studies nila. Asynchronous sessions po are conducted twice or once a week depending on the subject area. So our teaching time allotment is 40 minutes per subject for KG to grade 10. While 60 minutes naman po for subject ng grade 11 or at 12 or yung senior high school natin. PSB includes a 10-minute break in between subjects and 40-minute lunch break. So bawat subject po, bago magturo ang guro, may 10-minute break time ang mga bata para po ma-release yung kanilang mga mata sa screen. Consultation conferences are conducted for academic discussions and behavioral intervention. It can be utilized for parent-teacher learning sessions. May mga magulang po na, especially sa younger learners, na ginagamit ang oras na ito na nakaalat sa isang araw para po magkaroon ng session sa guro, tulungan sila kung paano naman nila ituturo ang isang asignatura sa bahay. Lalo po itong mahalaga sa mga bata sa KG to grade 2. Below is a sample class schedule po na nai-prepare natin. So makikita nyo po dyan na may distribution ng synchronous at asynchronous classes in consideration of a balanced screen time and our learning goals. So yung mga puti po, yun po yung mga asynchronous session nila. Here are some of the unique features of the instructional schedule PSB designs. So una, it is learner-centered. Classes are conducted considering the varied needs of the learners we cater. Schedules for engagement are organized by grade level and subject areas. So yung developmental capabilities and needs of our learners were considered sa amount of screen time, sa subject requirements, and the timings of virtual classes and asynchronous sessions. It is caring in the sense that it allows for sessions that assist learners with academic and socio-emotional challenges. So merong aparting oras para sa discussion ng kanilang mga nararamdamang problema or kung merong kailangang i-support for learning. It provides for intervention for those with difficulty mastering the lessons, and enrichment for those who are advanced. The consultation sessions are conducted so we can better provide time for giving feedback, whether behavioral or academic po. It is also considerate for younger learners from kindergarten to grade 2, the time availability of their parents or guardian have been considered. We have sessions done every afternoon. The latest nga po is until 7 p.m. for levels in KG to 2. So nagkaroon po ng flexibility sa schedule natin. Bakit po? Most of our parents po kasi are employed, and to provide the needed assistance sa mga bata, kailangan nandoon ang magulang nila during their session. So added to this is the challenge on learning spaces din. Though most of our students have the ideal learning space at home, there are still some whose learning spaces are not very conducive for learning. There are those who fail to submit on time, and mostly teachers make themselves available for the learners. Mas flexible po ang naging timing ng mga guro natin sa ngayon. So hindi lang po mga doktor ang on-call, pati rin po ang mga guro natin. It is also collaborative. Weekly virtual homeroom sessions for each class is supervised by the class advisors with the help of the guidance counselor, librarian, or school nurse in the conduct of homeroom activities. It is also assuring. It plays a vital role in making its clientele feel that we continue to serve, whether it will take some of our weekends and even after school timing namin. It is respectful also. Teacher collaborative workshops are conducted once a week where curriculum planning activities and sharing of best practices happen. It is empowering. Though co-curricular and extracurricular activities are suspended for this school year, considering the safety of our learners, homeroom and student-led discussion sessions empower our learners to continue practicing their leadership inside the classroom through the different sessions that we have. Teacher empowerment is also organized, having the one-day session of the CLC as prepared in the curriculum. So, to further discuss or share with us the implementation aspect on the teaching and learning process, tawagin po natin si Miss Ivy Jan Simbala para po bigyan tayo ng mga bagay na kailangan nating malaman.
Magandang umaga po at magandang hapon po mula sa Bahrain. Marami po akong nakikita ng mga taga Nueva Vizcaya. Ako po ay taga Nueva Vizcaya din. So maraming salamat po sa pagkakataon na ito na ibinigay ninyo sa amin para makapagbahagi ng aming kwentong online learning. Pagkatapos po ng aming pagplaplano kung paano po mangyayari ang buong taon na ito, tayo nagsimula na ng ating virtual online classes noong August 23, 2020. So for this school year, we have a more established schedule. So our students are able to know when to go online for their virtual classes or when their teachers are available for consultation and intervention. So meron po tayong mga schedule na ibinigay para sa kanilang online classes. Alam po nila kung kailan sila papasok at kung kailan po available yung mga guro nila para po magkaroon sila ng mga intervention, mga consultation sa mga tasks na naibibigay ng mga guro. As you can see from our data here, our attendance has remained consistently high from the start of our school year, having an average of 99% po from kindergarten to high school. So, madalang lang po ang mga nag-a-absent ng mga estudyante natin. Sila po ay madalas nauuna pa sa mga guro. Pagpasok po namin sa aming mga virtual classes, nandoon na po sila, yung iba nagkwekwentuhan, yung iba nag-aabang sa pagdating ng kanilang mga guro. Marahil ito ay sa kadahilanan na sila ay nasa loob lang ng kanilang mga bahay ngayon. They're not allowed to go out, and it's also not safe for them to go out even outside the comfort of their flats. Dito po sa Bahrain kasi ang ating housing system ay hindi kagaya sa Pilipinas na kung saan hiwa-hiwalay ang mga bahay. Here in Bahrain, we live in apartment complexes where we have neighbors. So we don't know also how safe it is for our students to venture out of the four walls of their flats or apartments. So we have very good attendance at 99%. What we do for students who are unable to attend our classes, the parents send the advisors or the subject teachers emails explaining why they were absent, and in case they miss assessments, we provide a schedule for them on when they could take the quizzes that they have missed. Our enrollment also remained very high at 98% as of end of third quarter. At sa pagkakaalam ko po from the report of our registrar, wala na pong nadagdag na kabawasan sa ating enrollment after po ng third quarter. So, isang tanong na madalas naming marinig from our parents when they intend to bring their children back home to the Philippines, can they still continue studying in PSB even if they are not in Bahrain? As mentioned by Ms. Naval earlier, we are being regulated by Ministry of Education, and one very strict requirement for admission in PSB is that they're supposed to have valid or active dependent visa and residence permit. So, kung meron po kayo ng visa na yun, mga bata ay meron ng visa, they can go elsewhere to continue their online studies with Philippine School Bahrain. In fact, sa kasalukuyan, meron po kaming mga less than 10 mga estudyante na nasa Pilipinas po ngayon attending online classes dito sa PSB. So pagkatapos po yan po ay tungkol sa ating attendance at saka sa ating mga enrollment. Tutunghayan naman po natin ang kwento kung paano naman po natin itinaguyod o nagawang successful ang ating online learning. So, sa ngalan ng serbisyo at tugon ng pagiging guro na handang magturo, nasa gitnang silangan man kagaya po namin o wala sa sariling bayan, kami ang inyong lingkod na patuloy na nagbabahagi ng aming karanasan sa pakikipagsapalaran sa bayang malayo sa sinilangan. So, una po nating tunghayan ang pagbabahagi ng kwento ng ating isang teacher mula sa kindergarten na si Miss Dane Castillo.
Good afternoon. I'm so glad to see you today. We are going to sing songs, play, and learn together. How do you feel today? Okay, so let's dance and sing. Hello, everybody. How are you today? It's time to move your body and learn and play. So before I tell you a story, let us set our whole body to listen. I can listen with my ears and heart. Okay, so you need to open your ears like this. Open your ears. Thank you. And then I can look with my eyes. Open your eyes, kids. And then I can sit down properly like this. If you're sitting down on the floor, or if not, if you're sitting down on the chair, sit down properly like a little president. Then, lastly, I can think with my brain. Okay. So you will be ready with the questions that I'm going to ask you later after the story. Okay po. So that's the energy and a sample spiel we kindergarten teachers are giving our students at the beginning of their virtual class. Well, blessings from the Kingdom of Bahrain. Ako po si Dane, isang Kabitenya. I am here to present to you what we do in kindergarten. Kailangan laging nakangiti. Lagi ngayon, tulad ngayon, dahil nakaharap tayong mga guro sa camera. Kahit na pinagpapawisan ka na dahil sa ilaw ng ring light, okay? O dahil sa dala ng teaching anxiety. Despite this, walang makapapantay sa saya na dala ng mga bata, lalo na kapag kasama sila sa online class. Providing experiential learning. Ito ang naging challenge ng mga guro ngayong pandemya. How are we going to cater to the first-time learners? And how are we going to create a connection with them? Well, what you see on your screens right now is the main virtual class slide where most of the icons you see are clickable. I know most of the teachers know this, okay? And this is the creation of one of the kindergarten teachers that PSB has. So it's Teacher Christine. Now, these are linked to the videos of songs, dances, and slides within the presentation. Ito ang aming paraan para ilipat ang atmosphere ng isang physical classroom sa online class. Ngayon, dahil lagi po tayong nakaharap sa virtual meeting platforms, maaring Zoom or Google Meet, we make the most out of the participant video gallery in the virtual class. We wear funny masks. I'm going to show you one, like this. Hello. Hats, okay, like this. And costumes relevant to the lesson so we can maintain each student's engagement in learning. There we go. We motivate learners by giving them praises and dismissal badges. Okay, so like this. You are great. We use so many kinds of claps to give to their classmates so they can contribute to the positive and happy atmosphere of the class. Tungkol naman sa pagpapanatili ng happy atmosphere sa loob ng klase, we ask how they are, how they feel, and let them feel that their presence is important. We make sure that each voice is heard inside the class. If someone is feeling sad or angry, we give them a virtual embrace and we contribute to tell jokes. Alam nating maikling attention span ng mga bata, kaya naman lessons are conducted and presented in an integrative way where all activities are linked to each lesson for the day so that learners can find the purpose and relevance of what they are learning and discover where they can apply their knowledge. Most of the materials that we choose and use are found materials at home. Hindi na kailangan gumastos pa po. Dagdag pa nito, we partner with parents and make sure we communicate through email and virtual meetings. So these are set as consultation meetings. Teachers find time to meet students who need remediation so that they can catch up with the lessons. These practices are easier said than done. Strong collaboration among teachers and parents is needed. Support from the stakeholders is also vital. Now, to know more about the implementation of the curriculum, I would like to invite our next speaker, Ms. Mary Ann. Thank you very much.
Mapagpalaya at mapagpalang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako si Mary Ann Carlos mula sa bayan ng Hane Festival, Tanay, Rizal. I am here to inform you about the utilization of home resources and textbook at Philippine School Bahrain. Pandemic did not hinder the learners to nurture their full potentials. The day-to-day involvement and parent support allow learners to use practical, cost-efficient, and available materials at home in learning. This enables an engaging activity that hooks and motivates learners as they independently learn in the four corners of their home. Hands-on, real-life, and concrete objects are present at home that helps learners understand concepts. During the start, parents and learners were anxious on how things will work, especially for young learners. However, with the resilience and persistence, the challenges became avenues for experiential and realistic learning. Everyone found the importance of available home resources in counting, reading, developing vocabulary, and comprehension, solving math and science problems, exploring unfamiliar concepts and ideas, and applying skills for purposeful and functional learning. Home resources, together with the developmentally appropriate activities, secure the transmission of educational content. This provides that learning can happen anywhere with the right support of teachers and parents and the diligence of the learners. Remote learning did not hinder us teachers in Philippine School Bahrain to hone not only academic skills but extracurricular as well. We find ways and means to integrate Department of Education mandated monthly activities such as Math and Science Month, United Nations Day, Reading Month, Sports Day, Year-End Party, Career Day, and Quarterly Achievers Day. Textbooks also are great support that aid instructional delivery. In this time, it is still an essential guide to the teaching and learning process. It still plays a fundamental role in supplementing learning and for further support for content knowledge. To share with us the differentiated approach and strategies on the use of laboratories, please welcome Ms. Abigail Laranio.
We all know that with education worldwide being thrown into disarray by coronavirus, more and more educators are being forced to teach their students virtually. Teaching science requires a high cognitive demands. Choosing a specific strategy that students can use across content areas can help students focus on the concepts they are learning. Masal Care. Magandang tanghali, Pilipinas. Good morning here in Bahrain. I am Miss Abby from the beautiful province of Laguna, Philippines. Kawai kawai. Today, I will be sharing with you the different approaches and strategies on the use of laboratories here in Philippine School Bahrain and how we're able to make science engaging and productive. In learning science, the laboratory activity is much more important as providing opportunities for the students to perform various kinds of hands-on. It helps the students acquire their technical skills through the experimental activities. The students will have direct experience, conceptual understanding, and long-term memory. Engaging learners in our online lesson is one of the keys in ensuring they learn effectively and get the most out of what they are doing. One of the most effective ways to make learners more engaged in what they are doing is to make it interactive. With interactive online learning experiences, learners have no option other than to get involved and take an active role in their learning. We use inquiry-based activities that develop the habits of the mind and critical thinking skills so that students can explore, discover, and become inventive. A fun way to bring science to life is by infusing augmented reality into science. We use virtual labs, virtual simulations, and online applications to further enhance students' inquisitiveness and scientific skills. Well, in performing laboratory activities with regards to materials, students use materials that are customized, modified, or DIY, the do-it-yourself materials. Okay, so these things are readily available at home. We make sure that we do engage our students in scientific tasks, even if they in their comfort of their homes. Let us all be curious. This is Ms. Abby, science teacher here in PSB, your teacher wannabe. To talk about animating the learners, let me give the floor to Ms. Linda Nomananap. Bye!
Share ko lang. Mabuhay ng mabuo at ituon sa positibo. Isang simpleng kasabihan ni Matt Cameron na minsang aking napakinggan At datandaan, isang guro sa Pilipino ang nasa inyong harapan, idagdag pa na Ilongga rin naman. May ibabahaging inyong mapapakinggan, naniniwala sa katotohanan sa pag-aaral, nararapat na may kasiyahan. Di biro ang mag-aral ng Pilipino, lalo na kung nasa ibang bayan at wala sa lupang sinilangan. Talagang hamon sa mga batang iba ang kinalakihan. Sa panahon ng pandemya at virtual ang pamamaraan, kagalingan at pagiging malikhain ng guro ay muling nasubukan. Mga guro ay naging mapamaraan. Nag-iisip kung paano ba ang atensyon na mag-aaral ay lalong masumpungan. Mula sa paggamit ng iba't ibang interactive websites ay pinag-isipan. Pati YouTube ay naging kasingkapan. SoundCloud ay tinunghayan at pinakinggan syempre Audacity na nakatulong rin naman. Tunin sa pagtuturo na ihanda ang mga mag-aaral sa kanilang kinabukasan, sinikap ng mga guro na ito ay mapaghandaan kaya sa mga workshop di nagpapaiwan. Masiguro lamang na may isagawa ng mga mag-aaral ang mga aralin sa kanilang sariling pamamaraan. Mula sa pagtuturo ng pagkakaroon ng tiwala sa sarili at lakas ng loob, binigyan din na hindi lang pahina ng mga aklat ang kagamitan. Sa pagsasalang-alang na magamit ang 4 na makrong kasanayan, napatunayan na sa boses rin may kapangyarihan. Ang sarap pakinggan na ang gaganda ng mga gawaing pagganap. May kwalidad at mahusay ang pagkakagawa gamit ang kasanayan, pati iba't ibang editing app naging makabuluhan. Madalas na nababanggit, sometimes we have to sacrifice one in order to gain one. Pero pwede rin namang gawa na paraan sa tulong ng oras na inilalaan habang may disiplina at syempre kasama ang espiritu ng kasipagan. Patuloy na pagpapaunlad ng sarili ay parang yaman na sa buhay na mag-aaral, nagbibigay kulay rin naman. Mula sa pagkatuto gamit ang mga makabagong paraan, kahit Google Meet at Zoom, tiyak na kaalaman ay masusumpungan. Sa pagkakataong dala ng virtual na pamamaraan at madalas sa online class ang kaganapan, di namamalaya na mistulang mga show ang paraan. May mga performances na sa acting idinadaan. May mga host at mga guest rin naman. May mga teaser upang ito ay abangan. Kahit choppy at naglalag ang iba. Minsan kapag tinatawag mo iyong makikita, let the meeting na talaga. Kahit naka-mute at naka-off ang camera, dahil sa ang guro ay malikhain at masayahin, di maiiwasan o di namamalayan na mag-aaral na siya pala ay open cam na at nakikipagbiruan pa. Isang magandang karanasan na ang klase ay nagiging masaya. Sa ganitong panahon na maraming pinagdadaanan, lungkot di alintana. Masarap sa pakiramdam at nakatataba ng puso rin naman na ang klase mo ay kasabikan at tunay na inaabangan. Kay gandang matanim sa isipan na sa masayang pagkatuto natatandaan ang kaalaman at di malilimutan, mumunting natutunan. Bilang pagwawakas dahil tapos na ang aking oras, magandang tandaan na kahit na may pandemya o may distansya pa, sa pagpapalaganap ng edukasyon, maraming paraan at solusyon. Muli, Ginang Linda sa inyong harapan, ina, guro, certified voice artist at isang kaibigan. Nailin Kunturingan, naniniwala na sa boses ay may kapangyarihan at sa pagtuturo ng Pilipino, inyong maaasahan. Maraming salamat po. At para sa isang maganda ring pagbabahagi, muli isang kabayan at Ilonggo rin mapapakinggan, tunghayan po natin si Sir Warren Kunturingan.
Maayong aga sa tanan. Si Mr. Warren Almarza po from the City of Smile, Bacolod City. Thank you, Ms. Linda, for that short but overwhelming introduction. Here in PSB, I am teaching computer education, as well as technical drafting. And my field of interest is more on computer programming. We could not deny the fact that technology plays a very important role in today's learning modality. And in spite of our technological advancement, it comes with a greater responsibility. Sabi nga ni Spider-Man. Diba? So in PSB, my role as an IT teacher has been more challenging since my task is not only limited to facilitate students' learning, but as well as providing my colleagues with the needed technical support from hardware implementation to software trainings in order for them to cope with the demands of the challenges of time. Most of the time, we do collaboration with different subjects by agreeing on a particular task to which the skills and knowledge of the student can be applied seamlessly in different perspectives. We also making sure that there are continuity of skills prior to the new lessons being introduced to the class. That is why here in PSB, our computer education is more on application-based rather than just concepts and theories. This is the reason why we teachers in TLE and computer are taking much of our time developing schemes and approaches to make computer education easy, interesting, and fun to learn in different levels of learning in an online settings. We teachers make use of Google Suite as our main platform for our online class and interaction with the students. But we are also free to introduce and use other support applications for our lessons. We are also facilitating TLC to make sure that teachers are prepared in their varying approaches in using the support application for their class. Student license software are also provided to the students, and we are offering remote assistance to students in case they have difficulties installing and setting them up in their own computer units. We are just fortunate that the support of the administration and the guidance of our academic heads and staff inspire us and motivate us in the establishment of concrete and achievable learning experiences to our students. To the parents as well, we are very grateful that they do not hesitate in providing their children with necessary equipment that they need for them to use in their online classes. What I have mentioned is not new in any ways, but to achieve our objectives is dependent on how creative, effective, efficient, and ready we are in integrating ourselves with technology to deliver the best experiences to our students. So these are some of the few things that I would like to share on how far we have gone through here in PSB. In spite of the homesickness that we are experiencing every moment of our stay here in Bahrain, we just keep on committing ourselves, learning new things, and engaging in physical and social activities, of course, with social distancing, and keeping ourselves healthy, physically, emotionally, mentally, so we can always be productive in our task as a teachers. Now, may I give the floor to Ms. Melanie Cruz to share about our work immersion program for the senior high school. Maraming salamat po at maayong hapon sa tanan. Salamat. Bye-bye.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Warren. Greetings from Bahrain. I'm Miss Lani from the province of Nueva Ecija. I am happy to share with you the immersion program of Philippine School Bahrain. One of the goals of the K-12 basic education program is to develop in learners the competencies, work ethics, and values relevant to pursuing further education and joining the world of work. Work immersion is a subject offered to grade 12 and a requirement for graduation from secondary education that will allow them to gain knowledge relevant to their track. As we often say, experience is the best teacher. Learners are immersed in actual work environments such as workshops, offices, and laboratories in which their prior training is relevant. From the year 2017, the Philippine School Bahrain has achieved its purpose to help students to be in the actual work environment. Grade 12 students were assigned to different establishments and offices like Intercontinental Hotel, Amwaj Islands, Movenpick Hotel, and the German Orthopedic Hospital, to name a few, as their workplace, for their work immersion, or on-the-job training. Through the company's partnership, they were given the opportunities to experience and perform the actual job. But due to the current shift in education, we had the chance to explore other opportunities and possibilities to broaden the horizon of our students by providing webinars and virtual symposiums. It allows us to connect and reconnect again with our friends, alumni, and other professionals in the different parts of the world to offer trainings and to share their expertise to our students that will help them to visualize the responsibilities and workloads of a specific profession. Though the whole immersion program was done virtually, we are positive that the school has provided the needed support, knowledge, and skills to our grade 12 students, possessing the qualities of having a flexible mindset and the ability to adapt in the present situation. We are confident that our students are entrepreneur, work, and college ready. With this, I would like to present to you Mr. Tony Hasmin to share about the conduct of assessment in our institution.
Good morning po dito sa Bahrain. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat dyan sa Pilipinas. Ako po si Tony Hasmin, galing po sa probinsya ng Nueva Vizcaya. Parang marami nanonood po na galing sa Nueva Vizcaya at sa buong Pilipinas at saka sa ibang bahagi ng mundo. So magandang hapon, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. So what are the types of assessment? So there are three. So assessment for learning, or we are referring to the formative assessment. Assessment for learning, which is the summative assessment. Comparing assessment for learning and assessment of learning. So shown to you now is a graphic representation of what an assessment must be. So here in PSB, our assessments are based on the DepEd order number 8 series of 2015. So hindi po tayo magkakalayo ng framework. So using the different platforms in the online distant learning, we now face the challenge of ensuring reliability and validity of student responses. So first, let's try to see the characteristic of the assessments. Authentic. So what is an authentic assessment? So authentic assessment engages learners to perform a task on the basis of the item they are informed. So it could be in performance task, diagnostic, formative, and summative assessment. And when we say values academic integrity, this is a commitment to the 5 fundamental values. So here in PSB, we ensure honesty, trust, fairness, respect, and responsibility. So we believe that these values plus the courage to act in the face of adversity are truly fundamental to education. Let's go to the third, the integrative assessment. So this is the design that seeks to combine students' learning from multiple levels into single assessment. Such assessments are synoptic, meaning that the students are required to make connections between knowledge and learning from the span of multiple levels and topics. And the last one promotes collaboration. So pairs or small groups of students work together, allowing learners to benefit from their peers' knowledge and teacher feedback in the same activity. So an essential question that we educators need to answer, especially under the radar of ODL, is how do we ensure reliability of the student's scores? So referring to the extent to which an assessment method or instrument measures consistently the performance of the students. So to help us see how we do the answer to this query, let's welcome one of my colleagues from the high school department, Mr. Marvin Gallego. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sir Jess. Well, naimbag nga malim kada kayo amin. Thank you, Sir Jess. Well, naimbag nga malim kada kayo amin, and good afternoon, good morning here in Bahrain. Now, I won't talk that much of assessment about its reliability, validity, because I am certain that with those years of rigorous trainings that we had, I'm sure that every detail of assessment is already in our hearts. What I will be sharing with you this afternoon is on how we here in PSB assures the reliability of the students' scores. What do we do here at PSB so that we are sure that it's our students who are answering the given forms to them? Yeah. Because of course, during online assessment, we could have an online meeting. We can see them from here, but we really cannot monitor their screen. Are they opening tabs? Are they talking to their classmates and whatnot? I'm sorry, I think we're having technical difficulty, but it's already okay. Yeah, so that's it. Again, the main question is not about giving assessment because we are trained for that. The main question is how do we ensure that the results are reliable? Now, what we have thought first is on giving limited time tests. Yeah, syempre po, pag may time limit, we could let our students focus on the question and lesser time for them to talk to other classmates. That's why we use quizzes, Kahoot, Peer Deck, those applications that I am sure we are all aware of. But then, of course, our students are techie. We need to admit that. And the way to hack Kahoot, the way to deal with questions or answers in quizzes are all over in YouTube. So what do we do then? If our students are advanced, then we need to be more advanced. That's why recently, here in PSB, we discovered the use of Kilgo. Kilgo is an add-ons in Google Forms wherein it works with Google Forms and it combines its power tracking the student's progress. How do we do that, or what do we really do when we use Kilgo? So as you can see on your screen there, you create a quiz or an assessment using Google Forms and then click add-ons. Then under that, you choose Kilgo. And after that, may we have the next slide, sir? There. Now this Kilgo, using Kilgo, you could allot time limit to the given form. It's up to you. It could be within 30 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour. It depends on your schedule. And then using this form also asks access for every student's camera. And then aside from asking access to the camera, it also asks access to the screen. Meaning, while our students are taking the exam using this form, the form is taking photo of the student, and the form is also taking screenshots of the screen of the students. What you can see on your screen is an example of a tracking report given by this Kilgo. You can see there if other individuals open the form or other individuals are assisting the student. And then aside from that, we also have screenshots. These screenshots are screenshots of where the students have been in his or her tab during the quiz. Pag may inopen po siyang ibang tab, may screenshot po ng form natin. That's why I am recommending this to, especially here, kasama, to our science and math
teachers. I am a math teacher and I am currently talking about derivatives, integration in a subject. And we all know that there are integration calculators, derivative calculators that we have. Now, how do we ensure that the students do not open their tabs? Then we can have this form. I am not an advertiser of Kilgo, but we are just sharing this because this could really help us monitor the reliability of the scores of our students. Kilgo simply embeds a new, neat, and simple countdown timer to your Google Forms and track the activity of our students. It's elegant, it's easy, and it does its job, just like us, teachers. I hope you learned something for our kasamas here. So again, this form has premium offers. Then if you want to know more about this, you can go to kilgo.com. Thank you.
Okay, so that ends our implementation aspect of our online distance learning. So nakita nyo po, mula sa pag-attend, mula sa virtual sessions natin, what kind of engaging activities we do for our students, and how we conduct and ensure reliability of our assessments. But sometimes we have to, no matter how many ways we explore to ensure that our activities are engaging, we need to keep remembering that learners vary in the way they learn. Others take less time to understand the lessons. It takes longer for some. So what we do is we give a lot of formative assessments to check who among our students are having difficulty coping with our curriculum standards. So yan yung challenge po. Because in a face-to-face setting, some students really will not tell us if they need help or not. So it's up for the teachers to see who among her students need help, support, and assistance. So we consider the different abilities of our students. We get the support of our guidance counselors. We have administered different tests like school ability, IQ, and aptitude tests. And with the help of our guidance counselors, we are able to understand our learners better. And through this, we are able to give appropriate support to our learners. We conduct intervention sessions. We have allotted 2 days during the week for our asynchronous sessions in the different subject areas. And that's when teachers conduct intervention or consultation classes. Sometimes, though, we need to consider also that our students are very busy with their classes from start to end of the day. So we sometimes conduct special sessions after school, sometimes at the initiative of the students. I've had cases where students would send me an email if I am free at a certain time and if we could have some extra sessions just so they would be clarified on some of the things that we discussed in class. So natutuwa po kami kapag nanggagaling po sa mga bata yung initiative po na gusto po nilang matuto pa o maintindihan yung mga itinuturo natin sa kanila. Napakaganda pong value na nade-develop sa mga bata if they take responsibility for their own learning. Some students, for very few students, we felt that maybe online learning is really not for them or they're really struggling with online learning. So what we did for them, we asked them to come to school for some face-to-face intervention sessions. Hindi naman po every day. And we need to communicate all this with our health and safety committee, and health and safety protocols are strictly adhered to when students come to school. We were able to give sessions to around less than 10 students from second to the third quarter. We conduct periodic deliberation among teachers. We discuss the strengths, the concerns and challenges of our learners, and we discuss how we could possibly support and assist this. And then we often, for this year, our parents have taken a very active role as our partners in educating our students. So sila po ay naging kasangga po natin sa pagtuturo sa ngayon. Without our parents, we don't know if we would be able to really maximize learning for our learners. So we do constant communication with parents through email and other messaging applications. We conduct conference also with parents. We have to consider that our parents are OFW and they have specific timings when they could go to their respective work. And so we adjust our timing for them. We conduct conferences after school hours, minsan po sa gabi, minsan sa weekend, kung kailan po available yung ating mga magulang. Minsan conferences are held also with the student para naririnig po ng mga magulang at saka nung bata kung paano po, kasi minsan 'di ba we have cases na iba yung sinasabi ng mga bata sa mga magulang nila. So kailangan na validate kung ano po yung mga observations natin. Kasi sasabihin ng magulang minsan, sabi po ng anak ko lahat po ay kumpleto. Pero hindi naman po pala. So, and then after the conferences, we refer these students also for counseling with our guidance counselor. So that's how we do intervention, consultation, and conferences with students and parents. So teaching online is fun. Masaya po talaga siya. Pero hindi po siya ganun kadali. It's not easy. It takes hours to prepare for a 40-minute session. Sa experience ko po, usually when I need to have conduct sessions the following day, it takes me around 3 to 4 hours just preparing my materials for my class. So it's not a question on whether you know what to teach, but we have to consider that how to teach it best within the 40-minute time allotment that's given to us, that requires careful and serious planning. So kailangan po nating mapagplanuhang maigi kung paano po magiging maayos yung pagtuturo natin, kung paano po maiintindihan ng mga estudyante natin yung mga concepts na kailangan nating maintindihan nila. How they will be able to apply it in their lives. Kasi sa mga panahong ito, it's very important for them to know that everything they learn in school has applicability in their lives. At sa mga guro, hindi rin po madali. Most of our teachers here are also mothers and they have children in the Philippines. So in the same way that they're providing support to our students, nagbibigay din sila ng mga suporta sa kanilang mga anak sa Pilipinas. We have stories of teachers having to wake up very early in the morning around 2 a.m. to prepare their children who are in the Philippines para magising yung mga bata, maligo, i-prepare para sa kanilang mga modular learning din. Tapos pagkatapos nun, iidlip ng konti, gigising ulit para naman sa mga anak po niyang nandito, mga estudyante po niya na nandito naman sa Bahrain. Okay. So, sa ngayon, paanong support ang nakukuha ng mga guro sa bawat isa? So, yun po naman ang i-share ulit sa atin ng ating mga program heads. Tatawagin po ulit natin sila, si Miss Melanie at saka si Sir Justoni.
Muli po nagbabalik, Sir Jess. Ulitin ko sa mga kababayan ko dyan, ako po ay taga Nueva Vizcaya, particularly po sa Villaverde. At nakikita ko yung schoolmates ko dito, teachers from St. Mary's University and Bintawan National High School. So just like what Miss Ivy said, I'm going to share how we give support to our teachers. So we have, I think, all of us will agree on the power of the PLC or Professional Learning Circle and the CLC, or we call it the Collaborative Learning Circle. So in our school, we have this work from home scheme. So ano pong ginagawa ng mga teachers within a week, isa po doon ang schedule nila is to go to school and to attend PLC and CLC. So for the elementary department, we have this every Wednesday. So what essential activities are regularly done? So this is the time when teachers from the elementary department go to school again to focus on different professional development trainings. Okay, so may I discuss the 5 focus? First, of course, is the workshop in content and pedagogy. So what do we do here? Sharing of strategies for online learning and assessment, horizontal and vertical articulation, and the PLC by subject area. So we are faced with the challenges of this new landscape of education. Therefore, we need also to keep on advancing. So the content is very necessary. The second one is the capacity building and technology utilization. So what do we do here? So to continuously advance technological knowledge and skills of teachers to effectively utilize educational technology towards effective teaching learning. So ano pong ginagawa ng mga teachers? This is the time when we have to share and the different platforms we have explored. Kagaya po ng mga games, how to catch the attention of the learners, assessment also, what are these, how do we conduct assessments, just like what Sir Marvin had discussed a while ago. And that is through the help of the technology. Third one is the socio-emotional well-being of the teacher. This is very, very essential. So what do we do here? So to enhance social and emotional skills of teachers, to increase well-being, to more resilient, and to improve classroom organization and management, we is team building. Despite regulation of the Ministry of Health or social distancing, we managed to do this every Wednesday. And we align these activities especially with the monthly celebrations. Okay. The fourth one is health and safety. Of course, this is one of the essentials that we need to give support to our teachers. So this is to maintain a safe and healthy environment. So we receive orientation from our health department. How do we manage crises like fire, especially the different procedures, this COVID-19 pandemic. And we receive also orientation from the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Education. And the last one, the emergency response. So to raise awareness on the health emergency protocols in order to act appropriately in emergency situations and to acquire skills for efficient dissemination of information. So hindi lamang po tayo ready sa pagtuturo, but we have to be ready also to respond in different situations or emergency situations. So we have the fire drill still. We have also the handling of students and visitors going to school during this time of pandemic. You will also notice that we have these focus areas, and we have intensified our professional development sessions focusing on addressing the most pressing challenges our teachers face. And to end my sharing, if all students are to learn, those who educate them must be lifelong learners. Huwag po tayong matakot matuto sa mga bagong pamamaraan ng pagtuturo. Para bigyan pa tayo ng mga paglilinaw sa high school department naman po, bibigay ko na kay Miss Lani ang mikropono. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Sir Jess. Muli pong nagbabalik si Miss Lani. The Philippine School Bahrain has evolved in its 26th year in exploring ways of providing quality instruction to meet the demands of education. The pandemic has challenged the PSB workforce, both the administrators and the educators, on the efficiency and effectiveness of the delivery in terms of instruction. The high school department in particular has devised activities that would help everyone in the academe to carry out the vision and mission of our institution. The vibrant and diverse characteristics of the governing body of the school made things possible. Class schedule was designed giving much consideration to students' screen time limit and a day for teachers planning and trainings. Nabanggit po ni Sir Jess kanina na nagkakaroon sila ng session at training sa elementary during Wednesdays. For us, high school, we usually conduct our trainings during Thursdays. We regularly conduct PLCs, our professional learning circles, and teacher takes turn to share their best practices in conducting online learning, to share new discovered online applications or ICT tools, and other essential inputs were shared so that everyone is capable and skilled in handling online instructions and activities to our learners. Regular CLC or collaborative learning circle is also conducted within each grade level team, committing to the attainment of the basic education competencies for everyone. Allotted time is also given to interdisciplinary projects and other assessments for spontaneity of activities. As a community with one trust, we strengthen sharing and collaborations to ensure that we deliver what is best to our students. At this point po, I would like to give the control to Ms. Marian to talk about the implementation of the different services that supports students' welfare.
Good morning from Bahrain. Magandang umaga po sa Pilipinas. Ako ay si Binibining Marian Joy Kilang na mula sa kapital, sa siyudad ng Maynila. Viruses are not the only ones contagious at this time. Hope, kindness, love, positivity, and smiles are also contagious. And we, in Philippine School Bahrain, aim to provide learners with opportunities to be at their best in dealing with their student life, most especially at this time. We ensure that we create a conducive environment that will make learning more effective and enjoyable. Consistent with our mission and vision, we offer a range of opportunities that promote student empowerment by encouraging, supporting, and facilitating activities that will cater to the diverse needs of our students. In order to do this, we have an essential set of units that takes care of the different student services, such as admission, guidance and counseling, library and media resources, and health services. These areas hold the vital role of responding to the needs of the students, so that they will find learning in more than one-dimensional process. Through the essential programs orchestrated to ensure students' safety, physical and mental health, and emotional wellness, our registered guidance counselors, nurse, and library in charge work in close coordination with the academic personnel to attain the maximum target performance of school services. Guidance counselors are available to assist learners and their families through chats, emails, and virtual consultations. They perform active roles in the development of the learner's socio-emotional well-being, an important factor in performance of cognitive tasks and in the total development of the learner. The guidance counselors also have their own Google Classroom, where they connect to students by posting information on career and educational opportunities, self-help tips on management of online learning, feedback questionnaires, and reinforcements of student achievements. They are also encouraged to communicate their concerns and show their support for one another through this Google Classroom. Some grade levels even use this as a venue to express themselves, which is actually what guidance and counseling is for. This school year, the guidance office was also fortunate to facilitate a career day, which was participated by all students from kindergarten to high school. Although much different from the previous year's celebrations, the activity was able to attain its objectives in fostering career awareness among students. Several resource speakers were tapped to share their expertise to the learners of Philippine School Bahrain. The situation actually provided an opportunity to widen the range of our resources since we are able to invite speakers outside Bahrain. The school health office continually updates students with health and safety protocols using the online communication and social media platforms and provides consultation, healthcare education, and monitoring, ensures safety of students, teachers, and other personnel. In coordination with the academic departments, the Student Services Unit also takes charge of the infographics, infomercials, and other publication materials to help provide information, support, and encouragement to the students and parents. This way, the school does not only ensure academic development of the students, it also fosters their adjustment throughout the learning process while facilitating the developmental process itself. In addition, we also foster programs for self-care, socio-emotional support, physical well-being, and community building for school personnel have been designed and facilitated regularly. So that will be all for student support. And now we give the floor to our student activities coordinator, Mr. Dante Gamboa.
Magandang araw, mga kasama. Ako po naman ay nagmula sa kabundukan ng Mindoro Occidental. Isang mangyan na sa Bahrain ay nakipagsapalaran. Ngayon po ay ibabahagi ko sa inyo ang mga naging gawain sa ilalim ng programa ng Students Activities. Ang student activities po ay hindi makatiis na ang paglinang sa mga kakayahan at talento ng mga bata ay magmimintis. So, although during the preparation of the activities before the start of the school year, extracurricular activities were initially put on hold. Bagamat may pandemya, ang PSB ay hindi tumigil sa paghahanap ng mga angkop na oportunidad na mag-develop ang student skills and abilities. Nandito man kami sa Bahrain, programang DepEd ay naipapatupad pa rin para sa paglinang ng talento at kakayahan ng mga kabataan. Kaya naman, as we move forward and eventually got adjusted with the new normal, lahat ng invitation ay masusi pa rin pinili at ini-offer sa mga bata. These various opportunities help students to develop their skills in leadership, creativity, sportsmanship, and competitiveness. Kaya kahit pandemic, join pa rin ang sa mga invitational events like in leadership trainings, orientation programs, and skills competitions organized by other schools and organizations. Among these virtual talent and skills enhancing activities includes the following. So we have the World Health Organization's art competition na inilunsad ng WHO Regional Office in the Eastern Mediterranean. And then, meron kaming Bahrain Young Performers Virtual Festival na taunang paligsahan ng talento sa iba't ibang larangan ng performing arts. And also, the Youth Leadership Program naman ay isang 8-session event that provides opportunity for students, participants to enhance their leadership and speaking abilities. And also, we have the virtual U-Lead PSO 2021. This is a leadership program or leadership training na inoorganisa ng CFO or Commission on Filipino Overseas. and participated by students from different Philippine schools overseas. And just recently, we had the Britmon conference. This is another important event that the school got involved with through sending student participants in the Britmon or British Model United Nations Conference. And also the CEU Virtual Career Orientation. Ito naman po ay isang bahagi ng programa sa student support na naglalayong makapagsagawa ng mga career orientation sa mga student mula grade 9 hanggang grade 11. At sa mga event na ito, bagamat virtual ang participation, pati sa talent competition, siyempre, ang Batang Pinoy hindi uuwing nananaghoy. Kahit na ang ginagawang pagsasana ay virtual, mga batang PSB ay may uwi pa ring trophy at medal. So ito po ang mga naging gawain na kinasangkutan ng student activities sa PSB. May pandemya man o wala, paglinang sa talento at kakayahan ng mga bata ay tuloy pa rin at hindi nalantana si COVID-19. Dahil sa PSB, we work together as one, bata man o kaguruan, we make sure walang maiiwan.
Ngayon, nagbabalik po, Miss Jo. Di kumpleto ang buhay kung walang pagsubok at hamon na haharapin. Ang mahalaga, pagsisikap na harapin at gawa ng paraan ang isipin. We face numerous challenges in the implementation of the online distance learning. These challenges paved way into opportunities for us to work together and come up with the most suitable intervention as described by my ka-PSB in our story. At this time, let me summarize to you the challenges and interventions on the implementation of the online distance learning program in our school. Challenge number 1. School community readiness for the online distance learning. In the early stage of the implementation, we encountered low student intake rate, parent apprehensions on the use of technology, and challenges on teachers' preparedness in terms of the integration of pedagogy and technology in the online distance learning. We were able to step above this challenge through setting of clear school goals, conducting capacity building activities for teachers, parents, and students, and strengthening communication and collaboration with the school community and to its clienteles, the students and parents of the Filipino community. The school has upgraded its IT infrastructure to meet the demands of the implementation of the OBL. Challenge number 2. Parents' work schedules of our young learners. We recognize the need of parent support to our learners in kindergarten to grade 2. Provision of support to some of our learners were not possible since both of their parents are working. Acknowledging this challenging condition in some of our families, the modified scheme of class schedules for kindergarten to grade 2 was implemented. Classes were conducted from 3 p.m. onwards, which is beyond the regular school hours of 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. This initiative was made possible because of the commitment of the teachers and administrators to cater the needs of our learners. Challenge number 3. Student performance. To cater the needs of the students that experiences difficulties in their lessons, we have implemented differentiation in instruction, learning support sessions discussed by Ms. Ivy a while ago and Ms. Leda, parent and student conferences, and social-emotional support provided by our student support services. Challenge number 4. Ensuring reliability of assessment results. for the school to ensure that assessment results showcase the true learners' capabilities to the given standards, we strengthen the character formation program, especially in academic integrity. We design our competency-based and authentic performance and written assessments with well-defined marking scheme. We also supervise all our written summative assessments, and we intensify the use of online assessment tools as what Sir Marvin have shared a while ago. Teachers in their collaborative groups are continuously finding ways to improve on the assessment content and pedagogy. Not only that, when I listen to their stories and regular conversations, they would discuss on different strategies to how to foster among our learners the value of honesty, independence, and trust in their own capabilities. The guidance counselors have constantly providing support in nurturing academic integrity in life skills and homeroom programs and in their counseling sessions. Let's move on to challenge number 5. Student internet connectivity. In the previous report, 100% of our learners have access to internet, but in few cases, there are learners that experience internet glitches during classes and assessment schedules. If this happened, special sessions were given to them by their teachers. Parent and student conferences were conducted when there were persistent student absences due to low internet connections. Parent conferences were usually attended by the teacher, the advisor, the program head, and the principal. Thus, it is conducted after school hours so that it will not interrupt classes. Student conferences were conducted by the guidance counselors, the class advisors, our program head, and the principal. Let's move on to challenge number 6. Health risks. To ensure health and safety in the school community, strict health and safety protocols were strictly implemented. We undergo weekly rapid antigen tests. Antigen test is conducted once a week for teachers when they come to school for their collaborative planning, articulation, and preparation of the activities. For school administrative staff that reports to school every day, we undergo antigen tests twice a week. As reported earlier, it is administered by our school nurse. A number of us also have undergone and completed the 2 shots with our COVID-19 vaccines. We are privileged that this was given by the government of Bahrain for free. There were reported cases of the families who were either infected of COVID-19 or quarantined because they were identified as primary contacts of the COVID-19 patients. If this situation occurs, we ensure continuity of learning among our learners by conducting learning support sessions and socio-emotional counseling, keeping an open communication and collaboration between the families and the schools make all these initiatives possible. Online learning poses both a challenge and an opportunity to the school community. We were able to overcome these challenges because of our collaborative and unified efforts. Walang malaking hadlang ang hindi kayang lampasan kapag tayo ay magkasamang nagtutulungan. Tatak PSB, proudly PSB. At ngayon, ating pakinggan kung paano natunghayan, isinagawa at tinanggap ng mga magulang at mag-aaral ang online distance learning sa pag-share ni Sir Glenn. Sir Glenn?
Nagbabalik po. Magandang araw muli. Since this school year is something that we can consider extraordinary, and we have been encountering a lot of things that we experience for the first time, especially when it comes to the delivery of the online distance learning, We are very much interested to know how our stakeholders perceive our delivery of our educational programs and services. We make it a point to gather feedback from both students and parents so we can assess our performance and management of these educational programs and services. These feedbacks serve as our basis on determining our strengths that we can build up, as well as our weaknesses that we need to improve on. Still, through online platforms, which is very common nowadays, we focus our feedback questionnaires on the area of learning environment. This is to determine how conducive, safe, and healthy and engaging our virtual classrooms are. We also include the curriculum so that we can determine how essential the components of the curriculum are, the extent to which learning can be applied to real life, and the values integration of the learning components. Also included is the learning process to see how effective the strategies, the methods of teaching, and the class activities to ensure transfer of learning. And last, we have the assessment and feedback so that we can gauge whether learning takes place and how to respond to the students based on their performance so our students would know their own strengths and weaknesses. We have collected some testimonials from some of our students and parents. We would like to share it with you.
I love PSD online learning because I learn a lot at a young age that I can apply in daily life. And their advanced lessons help me to have advanced knowledge. My name is Charlize Manzano. I love PSB online learning because I learned and have fun while staying at home. Hi everyone, my name is Francis Joaquin and Cinco of LKG Joy. Do you know I love PSB online learning? Because I feel comfortable and safe while learning online. I love PSB online learning because it's so much fun. Learning is easy because teacher make it enjoyable with different activities. I love PSB.
Para sa akin, wala namang masyadong pinagbago kasi natututo pa rin kami. Alam na namin kung ano yung oras namin sa isang subject, tapos kung may asynchronous, may mga gagawin kami. At dito kami natuto na maging independent mismo at hindi magiging dependent sa mga kaibigan, sa mga guro, at sa iba pa.
Para po sa akin na isang magulang, ang nakita po namin sa online learning, kumpara po dun sa pagpasok nila sa eskwelahan, sa face-to-face, ay syempre po, ang mga bata ay mas masaya sa face-to-face kasi nakikita nila ang kanilang guro at ang kanilang mga klase. Pero dito po sa online learning, napansin ko na sila ay mas naging independent kasi talagang nakastick sila sa tamang oras sa paggising at saka yung kanilang oras ng subject na pag-attend sa lahat ng kanilang mga aralin. Dahil from time to time din naman, katulad din sa dati nilang pag-aaral, ay chine-check ko din po sila, chine-check din po namin sila dito sa online learning class nila. Though ang mga bata ngayon ay talaga namang magaling sa computer, kaya pagdating sa ganung parte, wala namang problema. Kaya mas mabilis silang nakapag-adjust sa kanilang mga gawain sa eskwelahan.
I am here to express my sincerest appreciation and gratitude to Philippine School, to all the teachers and staff. Thank you for all your hard work and efforts in ensuring that our children will receive the best education that they can have. And even in this difficult situation, thank you that you still manage to craft different activities and opportunities for the children to learn, develop, showcase their talents, and reach their full potential. God bless you.
As I observe to both of my kids, Johan and Francesca learns a lot from PSB. They have the confidence to communicate with their fellow students, teachers, and even the other person older than them. They are both friendly and very respectful. They have an attitude of being thoughtful, especially with their classmates, teachers, friends, and to those who are very close to them. Curiosity makes them more knowledgeable. They have a lot of inquiries that sometimes I don't even know how to address immediately. They are very active with all their activities in school and playing with their friends. They knows how to share.
I've got a few things to share with you. My observations, based on my experience as a parent in my child educations at PSB or Philippine School Bahrain. First of all, I want to thank Philippine School Bahrain and its administrations for putting up a comprehensive learning model, which enable learners to virtually interact with their teachers and classmates. Through direct interactions, learners were able to develop their socio-emotional aspect, increased confidence, and a higher level of self-esteem.
Journey in Philippine School of Bahrain, we've seen a lot of life skills that have been developed and good values that have been taught to her, and we are happy to say that we made the right decision of sending her to PSB.
There are so many good things that we want to share, but we will just mention a few.
Yes, one life skill that I believe she learned is how to properly manage her time, which is one of their lessons in their life skills book. Despite of hard work in her studies, she was struggling managing her time, doing her assignments, reviewing for her quizzes, and doing other activities. Now, she manages her time properly because she learned how to create her own to-do list.
Yes. Another noticeable good value that she learned and has been developing is her confidence.
Correct.
Because she was a shy type of girl who was always afraid of talking and standing in front of the crowd.
Correct. Their life skills subject helped her significantly in overcoming that fear. Not to mention the different speaking and leadership opportunities that have been given to her that boosted her confidence level.
Another life skills that she learned is being empathic.
Oh yes, I will never forget it because I remember we were in a situation when she corrected me by saying, "Daddy, you should have an empathy." I was like, what is empathy? And honestly, that was the first time that I heard that word, and my daughter was very firm, and it clearly showed that she applied that very value that was taught to them in their school. I am Daddy Paul Endaya.
And I'm Mami Zendaya. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much, Philippine School of Bahrain.
Ayan, maraming salamat po. Nakakataba po ng puso ang mga testimonials from our students and parents. Parang bukal sa loob naman po ang kanilang pagbibigay ng testimonials. Wala pong sapilitang naganap sa pagbibigay ng kanilang mga testimonials. And we are also happy to receive generally satisfactory ratings and positive feedbacks from our parents and the students. So maraming salamat po. Asahan po ninyo na patuloy naming gagampanan ang aming mga gampanin tungkulin sa paglilingkod sa children of Philippine of OFW here in Bahrain. Maraming salamat po.
Malapit na po ang ating pagtatapos ng ating presentation. Things do not always go the way we want them to. The circumstances brought about by this pandemic stretched our minds to plan, decide, and take appropriate actions. This is our commitment to continue learning
for our students, the Filipino learners, mga anak po ng mga OFW dito sa Bahrain. The achievement and successes to continue learning for our students and to overcome the challenges of the new normal is a combined effort of the entire community, our Board of Governors, administrative staff, our teachers, our students, and our parents. Ito po ay patunay na lahat ay kayang-kaya basta't sama-sama. Bilang pagtatapos po ng aming presentation, sama-sama po nating tunghayan ang isang video presentation na amin pong ibinahagi noong orientation po namin sa mga magulang ng aming mga mag-aaral. Ito po yung aming commitment na ibinigay po sa kanila na despite the circumstances, the uncertainties of these trying times, learning continues in PSB. Yan po ang tatak PSB, proudly PSB.
While we recognize that it is unlikely for us to return to exactly the way we were for a considerable time, we reassure you that your children's health, safety, and well-being are our top priorities when we decide the most relevant and best learning experiences for them. We affirm our commitment to continuously innovate so that the challenges presented by the current health crisis will not hinder us in ensuring that quality education is continuously delivered despite the many limitations brought about by the current situation. We thank you for your valuable partnership with us. We sincerely hope that our precious collaboration will continue and become even stronger as we journey together during this pandemic period. The school remains committed in upholding its trust of providing the best service as it continues to embark on future development and progress, bounded by its vision, mission, and objectives towards quality, relevant, accessible, and compassionate education. With you as our learning partners, we are confident to continue organizing meaningful, suitable, and safe learning experiences for our learners. We continue to strive in achieving our goal of developing your children's understanding and appreciation of their rich cultural heritage while growing outside of the Philippines and enhancing their socio-emotional skills that would help them cope with life's day-to-day challenges. Grateful for your continued trust and support and mindful of learners' safety and learning continuity, we continue to work through the challenges of the new normal and work out with confidence on learning plans to deliver the best educational services to the learners for school year 2020-2021. Proudly PSB. Tatak PSB.
Dear friends, this is the story of PSB during the global pandemic. We shared to you our story, and our narrative is a compilation of all the experiences guided by our dedicated board of governors led by Engineer Rodrigo Acosta, our Philippine Embassy with our Ambassador Alfonso Ver, the guidance of the Commissions on Filipinos Overseas, the Department of Education, and with the cooperation of the Filipino community, especially our parents. This is our humble offering, and this is our gift, our contribution to the world. This is PSB Education, and this is our offering to God. We do this in the service of the Filipino nation, Kingdom of Bahrain, and we do this para sa bata, that's PSB, PSB para sa bayan, PSB, Filipino sa Bahrain. Maraming salamat po at sana po ay may natutuhan tayo sa pagbabahagi ng Philippine School Bahrain.
Hello, Mike? Mike, baka nakamute ka, Mike?
Sorry, yeah.
Oo, pakiulit na lang, please.
Okay. Muli, oo. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Gidabel, sa napakahusay na bahaginan ngayong hapon na ito. Maraming salamat, PSB, Philippine School Bahrain. Matingkad po sa naging bahaginan natin ngayong hapon na ito ang kahandaan ng Philippine School Bahrain na harapin ang challenges na dulot ng pandemya. Definitely itong mga challenges nito, Ma'am Sel, ay hindi iba o hiwalay sa challenges na nararanasan dito sa Pilipinas at sa buong mundo. Ang matingkad nga lamang sa naging bahaginan ngayong hapon nito ay ang kahandaan, ang readiness ng Philippine School Bahrain para harapin at mapagpaigpawan at mapagtagumpayan ang mga challenges na ito. Nakita natin na nagamit nila ng napakahusay ang napakaraming online tools and resources upang upang maturuan ang mga bata kahit nasa gitna ng pandemya. At yun nga, isa sa mga matingkad din na mga challenges na nabanggit, Ma'am Sel, ay yung kung paano maisa sa katuparan, kung paano maipaparamdam man lang ang experiential learning, ang hands-on learning, gamit halimbawa ang mga virtual simulations, ang mga virtual labs, nang sa gayon, hindi masyadong kaiba. Napansin din ito ng mga magulang na hindi masyadong kaiba yung learning experience ng mga bata sa bahay at saka yung learning experience na syempre mamimiss nila ngayon at nasa gitna sila ng pandemya. Saludo po kami sa inyo, Philippine School Bahrain. Maraming salamat po sa bahaginan natin ngayong hapon. Ma'am Sel, tingin ko ay kaya pa nating mag-entertain ng dalawang tanong.
Yes, nakikita natin na yung mga tanong na nilagay nyo kanina sa comments, karamihan sa mga yon ay na-address na nung presentation mismo, yung mga detalye nun. I think, napaka-komprehensibo, informative at entertaining, yung presentation na binahagi sa atin ng PSP. So siguro yun na lang mga hindi na cover na mga tanong or komento ang ibabahagi natin para masagot o ma-address ng ating mga presenters.
Tama, Ma'am Sel.
Siguro,
Umpisan natin, Ma'am Sel.
Dalawa lang.
Oo, umpisan natin, Ma'am Sel, dito sa tanong ni Sir Femi Dura Adarayan. Napakagaling po at nag-decide kayo na i-contextualize ang MELC, ang most essential learning competency. I hope a sample contextualized MELC will be shown or can be shown. I'm very much curious po how the MELCs were transformed by the PSB given their unique context. Sino pong gustong sumagot sa tanong na yan? or sa komento na yon ni Sir Femi, paano po raw natin na-transform ang mga milks na ito given po ang unique characteristic and context ng PSP.
Good afternoon po, Miss Femi.
Sir
Mr.
Femi po.
Femi. Okay, Mr. Femi, good afternoon, classmates. Actually, in the Philippine school setting, we have different areas that we consider in the contextualization of the curriculum. And one of it is actually the requirement of the Ministry of Education in Bahrain in terms of cultural aspects. Because you know, this is a country that is actually a Muslim country, which they do have laws that we have to consider also in the contextualization. In terms of your question on, we could provide you a copy of our contextualized curriculum of MELCs. We would like to communicate with you because when we contextualize the curriculum, sinasabi nga po natin na yung PSB po ay unique. So we would give you you will see in kung paano po siya naging unique is that we were able to do the contextualization. Yun nga po, maybe we are just trying to say that if you would like to have a copy of it, and then we could share with you through a private email or a message. And I have here Miss Gida with me. Yan. To explain further about the contextualization of the curriculum.
Good day po. Maraming salamat po at you're interested with the contextualized competencies. Should you wish to get ideas on how curriculum can be contextualized, we will make our teachers available for workshops. You can invite and you can have our linkages with you so that we can engage in discussions. Maraming salamat po.
Yun po, Mr. Femi, thank you po. And we also have, we would like to entertain the other question. Together with me is Miss Ivy and Miss Leda.
Salamat po sa pagsagot sa tanong. Ayan, Sir Femi, pwede niyo pong kontakin ang mga kasama natin sa Philippine School Bahrain. Ma'am Sel, ang ikalawang tanong po natin. Okay, so narito po ang ikalawang tanong. Many of the curious po raw si Sir Femi. Follow-up question, I think ito. Curious po raw siya kung paano ang source ng funding ng PSB. Napaka-efficient daw kasi ng inyong sistema ayon or alinsunod sa inyong mga kwento. Sige po.
Okay, dahil po sa tanong na yan, andito po ulit si Miss Gida.
Good day po ulit. Iiwasan po sana namin ang tanong na ito kasi ito po ay, alam niyo po ang Philippine School, sinabi natin kanina ay non-profit, non-stock. It caters to the Filipino community at ang source of funding lang po, kagaya po ng mga maraming private schools sa Philippines, ito lang po ay sa tuition fees of students. Napakaganda pong tignan ang presentation ngayon, pero ito po talagang nangyayari. We need to appreciate the teachers. They are the driving force in making things happen. Kahit po limited ang facilities, akala po siguro natin, maganda po, nakita niyo po ang building, maganda. Doon sa in-person, we have a normal operation. Pero dito po sa online learning, sinubukan talaga ng school, thanks to the management, that the teachers were able to practice and experiment and innovate. We were provided with facilities. Ang konting ang naibigay po ng Philippine School, dahil ang mga teachers po ay nag-work from home, nagbigay lang po ng konting allowance for the internet, pero mas marami po ang trabaho talagang ginawa ang teachers, program heads, and academic administrators. Ito po ay galing lang sa dedication and the determination of the teachers to make education work during this global pandemic. Yun po ang nangyari.
Galing.
Indeed, ano?
Yan po si Miss Gida.
Maraming salamat, Ma'am Gida. Ano? Tunay na secondary lang siguro itong funding nito, Sir Femi. Higit sa lahat siguro napakinggan natin mula sa kanilang bahaginan ngayong hapon na ito kung paano sila nagkaisa. Ang keywords I think dito ay yung sinabi rin kanina ng mga presenters natin, collaboration and oneness. Dahil nagkaisa sila, napagtagumpayan nila, naigpawan nila ang mga hamon ng pandemyang ito. Ma'am Sel, pasalamatan na po natin ang mga kasama natin sa PSP.
Yes. Ulit, no? Pasalamatan natin ang Philippine School Bahrain, yung administration, yung mga teachers, lahat ng staff, no? Na kabahagi nitong webinar preparations nila. Napakaganda po at napaka-comprehensive, no? Ng binahagi nila sa atin, na experience nila sa online distance learning. Sabi ko nga, parang gasgas na ang topic na online distance learning sa mga panahong ito, no? Pero ang nakakaiba dito ay yung experience na ibinahagi sa atin ng mga kapwa nating Pilipino na nasa Bahrain. Iba po ang kwento nila, pero kapareho nga ng sabi ni Mike at saka nung mga presenters natin, sila mismo challenge nila yung sarili nila, no? Na mag-work itong setup na ito. Hindi sila naiiba. Naalala ko may sinabi din sila na mga resistance from the parents, hesitation from the parents. May kakulangan din sila, no, in terms of technology, access, and availability. Yung mga estudyante nila, hindi din lahat ganun ka-endowed, no? Pero makikita natin, sa likod pala nitong napakaganda na implementation ng online distance learning ay ang kakaibang espiritu, sipag, no, ng mga Pilipinong teachers, gurong Pilipino na nandun. Again, ang isang inspiration na na-pick up ko dito ay hindi nga technology, no? Sabi nung last na feature na comment, hindi technology ang siyang magde-determine ng success ng mga katulad nitong remote learning strategies. Napakalaki ang bahagi na mag-determine o determinant factor ng success or failure ay yung mismong contribution ng lahat ng mga key players, especially yung leadership at saka yung mga guro mismo, no? At yung participation ng community. So lahat nagko-contribute, hindi pwedeng iasa lang sa isang sector ang success at implementation nitong mga ganitong klaseng initiative. Kundi dapat lahat ambag-ambag. Kasi pag mag-aambag lahat, ay malaki ang kasiguraduhan, no, na magiging successful ang anumang bagay. At ganon. Siguro yung elemento na yan ang medyo kulang dito sa atin, no, sa Pilipinas. Hindi naging maayos ang leadership, no? Yung hindi masyadong klaro kung ano ba talaga ang ibig sabihin pag gumawa tayo ng ganitong delivery systems na iba't iba. Kaya medyo may pagkakagulo at mas din lumalabas, no, yung mga negative, mga complaints, mas na-highlight kaysa yung mga initiatives na dapat ay solution-oriented tayo or solution-driven tayo para mapagtagumpayan. Alam natin na hindi siya perfect, pero makikita natin, behind the success ay yung totoong hard work ng lahat na participants nitong klaseng endeavor na ito. So again, ipakita sa atin, no, ng mga Pilipino na nasa Bahrain na kaya. So again, maraming salamat sa lahat po ng mga presenters natin. Ang ganda, no? Na-showcase talaga nila sa atin kung ano yung mga ginawa nila at nabigyan tayo ng inspirasyon. Again, thank you everyone. Thank you PSB.
Maraming salamat, Philippine School Bahrain. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Sel. Ah, ayan, nasa kwan sila. Ayun, nasa isang malaking room sila ngayon. Okay, maraming salamat po sa inyo dyan. John, ipakita na natin ang ating wrap-up question. Okay, so narito na po ang ating wrap-up question. Which aspect or aspects of the Philippine School Bahrain experience did you find most relevant and why? Ulitin ko po, ito po ang ating takeaway question. Which aspect or aspects of the Philippine School Bahrain experience did you find most relevant and why? Comment your answers below, mga kasama. Share with us your ideas and suggestions. We will be featuring some of the best and most relevant answers on our Facebook page tomorrow. Let us continue the conversation on www.kasamateachers.ph. And also, for the first time in the history of Kasama Teachers webinars, we are giving out e-certificates. So all you have to do is to answer our feedback form. The Q code is right on your screen. Please scan the QR code, or you can type in https://bit.ly/kasama April 16 on your browser search bar and fill out the evaluation form. Okay. So again, to get your e-certificate of attendance, accomplish the feedback form at bit.ly kasama April 16 until 11:59 p.m. That's 11:59 tonight, Philippine time. Okay, so we value your feedback to help us improve our webinar sessions. Again, please kindly click on the link or scan the QR code on your screen. Muli po, maraming salamat sa mga resource speakers natin mula sa Philippine School Bahrain. Ayan, on your screen is our next kasama webinar, Comets, Meteors, and Asteroids. Okay, so that's another Friday of virtual stargazing, mga kasama. Antabayanan po natin ito, markahan po natin ito sa ating mga kalendaryo. 23 of April, that's another Friday of virtual stargazing.
6 to 8 p.m.
Yes, opo. Okay.
Sa susunod na po na Biyernes yon, mula alas 6 hanggang alas 8 ng gabi. Yes, magkakaroon po tayo ng presentation about comets at i-introduce din po yung isang activity kung paano yung impact ng asteroids, comets at meteors ay nag-create ng crater at sa pag maganda po yung panahon ay maipapakita din po yung mga craters ng moon, no, para sa atin lahat. So, invite your friends po sumali dito sa susunod din nating webinar na may kasamang stargazing. So, comets, meteors, and asteroids next Friday po, alas 6 hanggang alas 8 ng gabi.
Okay, for helpful and relevant learning resources, Ma'am Sel, we are inviting them again, all our participants, to sign up for free at www.kasamateachers.ph.
Yeah, sign up na po kayo. Kailangan po nating lakihan ang ating community of science and math teachers. So, yung mga science and math teachers po na nandito, na mga attendees natin ngayon, wag na po kayong magdalawang isip. Pumunta na po kayo sa kasamateachers.ph, mag-sign up po. At once na makapag-submit na kayo ng inyong application form, balikan po ninyo yung inyong email inbox para po mag-verify ng inyong email para tuloy-tuloy na po ang inyong acceptance sa inyong membership. Again, libre po ito. So, wala nang dahilan para mag-hesitate, no? pa-member na po, mga kasama teacher.
Okay, so Ma'am Sel, on behalf of UP NISMED, Kokongwei Brothers Foundation, and Kasama Teachers Community, maraming salamat po sa bawat isa sa atin ngayong hapon nito na nakibahagi sa napakasaya at siksik na siksik sa kaalaman na talakayan ngayong hapon nito. Keep safe and stay healthy mga kasama. See you all in our next webinar sessions. Maraming salamat po sa ating lahat. Sa mga kasama natin sa Philippine School Bahrain, maraming salamat po sa inyo. Hanggang sa uulitin po. Hanggang sa muli nating pagkikita.
Okay, bye-bye everyone.
Bye everyone.
Yes, hihintayin po namin yung inyong mga feedback form.
Okay po. Thank you everyone.